Hi guys, Mike from CCTV Camera Pros here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up automatic snapshot images on our Viewtron IP cameras. So most of the time our Viewtron IP cameras are just used for continuous or motion detected video recording. But in addition to that, you can also set up periodic snapshot images. So you could set up any of our Viewtron IP cameras to save a snapshot image to a micro SD card that you install directly on the camera. And you can set up the interval anywhere between 1 second and 3,600 seconds, which 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. I'm gonna set mine up to take a snapshot image every 10 minutes, and I'm gonna let this run for like months or a year. And eventually I'll take all those images and probably create a time-lapse video to show the change of the seasons back here. All these leaves are going to be changing here soon, and then winter will come, and the season change should be pretty amazing to watch. But anyways, I have these connected to a Viewtron NVR, so I have to go through the NVR to get to the firmware of the camera. You could do this without a Viewtron NVR as a standalone IP camera. If you don't want video recording and you just want the snapshot images, you could just do that. Anyways, let's go inside, log into the NVR. I'll show you how to navigate to the camera's firmware. We'll format a micro SD card and then set up the automated snapshot images so later we can create a time-lapse video. So here's the login screen for the NVR in a web browser, and I'm accessing the NVR on my local area network. So I'm going to enter in the user ID and password to log into the Viewtron NVR. And the only reason why I'm doing this is to get to the camera's firmware, because each of the cameras on my system are connected to the NVR directly. So I don't have an IP address that I can get to them directly on the network. I have to go through the NVR. And I do that by going into these camera settings. And then you'll see for each of the camera, there's a gear icon for the settings for each camera. What that does is that opens up a new tab in the browser. And now I'm logging directly into the IP camera using a special port through the NVR. From this point forward, it's the same as even if you were just using one of our IP cameras without the NVR for this snapshot setup. So I'm going to go into the config tab and then click on storage underneath the system settings. And the first thing I need to do is I want to lower the video quota so I can allocate 50% quota for the snapshot images. And then I'm going to click format because this is the first time I inserted this micro SD card into this IP camera. And it only takes a couple seconds here to format that. And when I'm done, I'm going to go into the video audio settings for this camera and change the snapshot images to come from the mainstream, not the substream. That will allow us to get the full 4K resolution images because we'll be pulling them from the mainstream. And while we're in here, I'll bump the video quality up to the highest so we get the highest resolution snapshot images. When I'm done, I'm going to go back into that storage section and then click on this snapshot link. And then I'm changing the snapshot quantity to 2, but that really doesn't matter for what we're setting up. What's more important is you need to enable the timing snapshot and then set your snapshot interval in seconds. I'm going to set mine to 600, which is every 10 minutes, and then click save. So now the IP camera is set up to take a snapshot image every 10 minutes. And when you want to retrieve any of the images, you go up to this search tab and select picture, and then you select the date that you want to query and list all the images for. We just set this up, so this is the only image so far. We'll double click on that so you could see it. And if I wanted to export this image and save it to disk, I could click export right here and then browse to a directory where I want to save that image. So these will just start accumulating on this micro SD card, and I can go in here to this search screen anytime to retrieve them. Guys, I hope this video has been helpful. As I mentioned earlier, all of our Viewtron IP cameras have a micro SD card slot. They do not include the micro SD card, so you have to buy like a 64, 128, or even a 256 gigabyte micro SD card. I used 128 because I calculated it, and taking a snapshot image at 4K resolution every 10 minutes, there's enough storage on one of these 128 gig cards for a few years of snapshot images. So anyways, if you have any questions about any of this, if you want to save snapshot images, automate this, and later create time lapse, you can email me questions. I can be reached directly at mike@viewtron.com. If you want to learn more about our Viewtron IP cameras, all of them have this feature built into the firmware now. You could see all of them at www.viewtron.com. Thank you for watching.